On three, and everybody else like ESPN, CBS, they all put out a way too early top 25 each year they do this. So this year, On three has put out a way too early top 25, and I'm gonna put it on this. This is the way too early top 25. So they have Ohio State number one, Georgia two, Texas three, Notre Dame four, Indiana five. For the first four, we can already see something. It's blue bloods. So the names are there. Ohio State returning Julian Sand. Obviously, he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. Georgia returns Gunnar Stockton. Texas returns Arch Manning. Notre Dame returns CJ Carr. Indiana will have Josh Huber from Indiana. I mean, TCU. Oregon returns Dante Moore, who could have went pro. Texas Tech gets Blake Sorsby from Cincinnati. Texas A&M returns Marcel Reed. And Miami gets, who we talked about, the transfer from Duke, Darian Mensah. And 10, Oklahoma returns John Mateer. So it's really, I'm not going to say a quarterback ranking list, but you can definitely see where you're looking at the returning production or who has quarterbacks, top quarterbacks returning. But I don't really get in too much about the way too early top 25. Like I'm gonna show everybody the top 25 from last year, who they had from last year's way too early. Okay, look who's at number 4, Penn State. They fired their head coach. They were favored to win the national championship. Drew Aller was actually, maybe some people said he was the favorite to go number 1 overall pick. He maybe not, might not get drafted. South Carolina is sitting at number 8. I don't think they may have made a bowl game. Florida's at 9. They fired their head coach. Their quarterback transferred at the end of the season, Antonio. Clemson, they're sitting at number 10. They didn't make the playoffs. Their quarterback was projected around the top 10. They didn't make the playoffs. Auburn, 11. I hate to say it. Auburn fires their head coach. Auburn didn't make the playoffs. Michigan, number 12. They fired their head coach for other reasons, but you can see where I'm going with this. I mean, it could be a disaster. LSU sitting at number 15. They fired their head coach. And I think after week 1, after LSU beat Clemson, they probably put them. I know this is somebody else's ranking, but I'm pretty sure the AP poll had them in the top 8, top 5.
They were up there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were up there and then lost and then sank.
And like, this is the biggest point I want to make on this. Indiana is sitting at number 23 and it's way too early top 25, Antonio. Indiana's at number 23. They win the Natty. Miami's sitting at number 21. Miami played in the national championship. Look at all the teams in front of them. Auburn, Clemson, Florida. You get what I'm saying? Like Notre Dame. Texas
like this was way too early.
Texas is at 1. Texas didn't even make the playoffs.
And then they're up there too this year.
Mm-hmm. Texas didn't even make the playoffs. So, I mean, it's just to tell you, like, these things really don't really mean anything.
But, I mean, you see the vision with them, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you talking about it the last time, like with this current one. But, I mean, yeah. I guess it kind of is all based on, like, paper rosters and names.
I like Oregon. I like that they returned Dante Moore. They're going to have Evan Stewart back. I like Oregon. I like their head coach, Dan Lanning. I think Georgia being up there is questionable. I mean, they returned Gunnar Stockton, but who else is on that offense is scaring me. Like, LSU's going to – I think LSU might be too low on the way to early top 25. I think they're stacked. I'm high on LSU. I actually picked LSU to win the national championship last year. So I'm not a genius. Let's put it up one more time.
This year's the one.
And hold on, let me see one more thing. On this way too early top 25, Ole Miss is not on there. Yep, Ole Miss is not on there. Ole Miss was a game away from the national championship. That's what's crazy. This year they're number 15. So,
and they could have been higher, but I mean, yeah, we already know.
Ole Miss, arguably, if Trinidad Chambliss returns, they return. You can say the best quarterback in the nation and the best running back in the nation. So that's going to be a good 1-2 punch for them. But you can just see like you can't put too much stock into this. Texas is going to be good with Arch Manning, Cam Coleman on the outside. You can never count out a Marcus Freeman Notre Dame team. They're just well coached, in my opinion. I don't know
No,
what
I agree.
Michigan is going to be year one with a new head coach. I think their quarterback has a lot of answers.
I feel like
Florida,
they're not better than LSU. Oh,
mm-hmm.
don't know why they're number 12, but
I feel like Florida at number 24 is sort of a prediction. You're predicting their head coach and their team to be good this year in year one. So we'll see.
it just
But
depends on the culture they bring. Yeah, we'll just see. We'll see whenever it happens. This is very obvious to be wrong in
yeah,
some way, shape, or form. Houston being there is kind of funny. I don't disagree with it per se, but
they got a good culture at Houston. Their head coach Willie Fritz was at Tulane for a minute, so he really knows his area. He knows the South very well. They're gonna be very good. They have a good culture there. They have some key guys coming back. Their star receiver Amari Thomas is back. Their quarterback Connor Wegman's back. So Houston, they're getting some respect. They had a pretty good season. They beat LSU in the bowl game. They're going to be pretty good. Um, Alabama is at 17. I mean, I don't really know what's happened to Alabama.
I love the fall off, me personally.
I do too, being an Auburn fan. I love it. Growing up, Antonio, in the state of Alabama, every year Alabama is number one or number two in the preseason poll. And if they were number two in the preseason poll, by week 4, they would be number one. Because they had guys on each side of the ball that put fear in the opponent's eyes. Defensively, they had defensive linemen that would get after the quarterback, play after play after play.
They bred the best of the best.
They had huge offensive linemen. I think it was to a point Nick Saban, he wasn't even he was recruiting 3-4 stars. He was just recruiting 6'5", 6'6", 330-pound guys at first and just developing them into monsters. He didn't care who they really were. He was getting the biggest guys, just throwing them in the middle and letting them go at it. And then as you got on, they just got more skill as the game evolved. They got faster guys like Reuben Foster. Like they've had the best running back I ever seen play college football ever was Derrick Henry. Alabama doesn't have a Derrick Henry anymore. I think their best running back this year was one of the worst in the SEC in Jam Miller. I hate to say it, but I think he was an average running back. Their receiver, I think Julio Jones. In my early years, Julio Jones was one of the best receivers I've seen ever.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
In the NFL, college, like just NFL-wise off career, he's one of the best I've ever seen. You can
Like
argue.
he was a dog in college. Like he went to Alabama, and like Nick Saban had that. Like he had those kind of players. Even the recent ones, like AJ Browns, and you said Derrick Henry, and thinking of like Mark Ingram, and like he's had he gets good players. And funny thing is, growing up in Louisiana,
Devontae Smith won the Heisman from Louisiana.
yeah, and then, like all these quarterbacks too. Like, and the funny thing, being from like Louisiana, like I'm surrounded by all these LSU fans. Fun little fact, I don't think I've ever told you. I used to be like the opposite. I used to be cheering for like everyone that everyone didn't like. So there was a little period where I was a little Cowboys fan. I was a Alabama fan, and then at some point I woke up and I was like, wait, no, this is stupid. And I stopped. But I think the main reason was what team was it? I don't remember what Alabama team it was, but it was after Julio Jones was gone, because that's when I was like super into him. And then he went to the Falcons, but then I couldn't hate the Saints too hard, and I hated the Falcons, and then it like started like unpeeling from there. You know what I mean? So now that I see the downfall, like now that I'm reformed, I guess, you know, I'm not infected by the Alabama disease, and now that it's over, it's
I get what you're
satisfying.
saying. Like growing up, my parents were both Alabama fans, big Alabama fans. I sort of wanted to be different. I wanted to be an Auburn fan. I didn't want to be an Alabama fan. Like, but you see guys, they had like Tua Tagovailoa, Bryce Young, Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts. They had guys on the outside like Amari Cooper, Jamison Williams, Devontae Smith, like Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle. I mean, it's just so many guys that came through there at defense. In the defensive backfield, you got Eddie Jones, Cyrus Jones, Patrick Sartan. it's just so many guys. Kool-Aid McKinstry, Terry and Arnold, so many guys in that secondary that just came through, became first round picks. I mean, it's just not the same Alabama. I mean, I think you're a fool if you can tell me, look me in the face and say Alabama's still the same as when Nick Saban was there. It's just not the same fear. I mean, their portal class this year was pretty weak. They did have a good high school class though, that was ranked in the top 10, but their portal class was pretty average. So we're gonna see. It's
I
like the
mean, how
culture
much
there.
of that is like Nick Saban? I feel like it had to have been all of it, huh? Like, does like the university? I guess there really doesn't have that much aura outside of like him and like what he brought, and I feel like that bled into everything. And I don't, they're not bad at everything, but like that Alabama football is different. That's like why you went. You know what I mean? They're
And
like
it's
packing out
hard to
stadiums.
follow Nick Saban up. It would never be another Nick Saban.
Right. That's like the greatest college coach of all time. Like
Yeah, it
you
will
can't
never be
really
another Nick Saban.
like replace that. You can have people that are similar to him, the people that he surrounded himself with, but those people got other jobs, higher jobs somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like even the coach tree, like name all the people that have worked under him, and you see them on a bunch of good teams that have like dominant, like even on the NFL level, like dominant teams. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but I mean, surely we can throw
Yeah.
them on the screen. They'll see them. Y'all see this in the cut version of the short or whatever.
It's actually crazy though, because I just remember I would get hyped as a kid. Alabama would get down 3-7-0, 10-3, and I'd be hyped to run some. They
Mm-hmm.
finna lose. They're gonna lose today. Nah, they come back next thing you know it's 44-10, 44-3. I mean, it was never no like you weren't excited too long watching Nick Saban Alabama teams. I'm
They
glad it's
figured
over.
everybody out.
I'm so glad it's over because the fear they put in my mind, I knew when we played them we weren't gonna win. Especially because they're in Alabama. Now at Auburn, they had a hard time winning at Auburn. It
Man,
was
how you feel about that Iron Bowl game? The kick return?
which one? Oh, Chris Davis. You
Yeah.
know he's actually my next door neighbor.
Yeah, I think you told me that
Mhm.
before. That's so
He's
crazy.
actually my next door neighbor. So I mean, it's crazy. And he grew up an Alabama fan. That's what's crazy about it. He grew up
Man,
an Alabama
I bet
fan.
that felt so good.
Yeah, being from
Doing that
Birmingham,
at
Alabama.
home, doing it too.
Yeah, he grew
Man.
up an Alabama fan, and he had to kick six. Cam Newton beat Alabama. I mean, it's just you used to have a legendary performance to go into
Right.
Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama. You would have Cam Newton that walked in there. Johnny Manziel would walk in there and win. Joe Burrow that year in 2019.
That
It
game
took
was
a
good. That game was crazy.
it took a
Oh my god.
special quarterback to walk into Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and knock off the tie, especially with Nick Saban on the sideline. Now
Mm-hmm.
you got guys like John Mateer who's passing for 70 yards and beat Alabama. You got the average quarterbacks beating them now. Like no disrespect, but it's some guys like last year when Tennessee beat them, they had Nico beat them. They lost to Oklahoma not this year, but the year before last. And they had Jackson Arnold, who was Auburn's third best quarterback this year. He beat them. Like, I mean, they just have it's not the same respect, I would say. It's not the same respect. But I'm glad to see it.
I mean, how do you fix it? Like how do you recreate that culture without the greatest coach of all time? Like, is that even possible? Is the
If you
football
don't have it
program just
now
built
under
like
if you don't have it now under this coaching staff, it's never gonna be there. Because like I remember a player said Raquez Montgomery last offseason, he said this season's gonna be different. We can't even be late to workout, so we can't be late to meetings. And everybody reacted like, why was your head coach letting you be late to meetings and workout in the first place? And everybody's like, oh my goodness, like their culture's dead. Cause
and like especially in like this era where it's colleges over the table
yeah,
giving all these people money, like who wants to go to Tuscaloosa for real?
yeah.
If you're not playing for the greatest coach all the time, like what's the point?
It's still a good brand. It's one of the top 5 party schools in the world.
Yeah, like it's a good brand, but like it's Tuscaloosa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I mean I'm from Louisiana, so I guess saying that I'd rather be in Baton Rouge is kind of biased, but like I'd rather be in like so many other cities of like the top programs, especially if they just like are just like throwing money out to me, and then I'm in like in a more interesting city than Tuscaloosa, Alabama. You know what I mean?
And,
Uh,
you got to think some recruits. It's a lot of stuff that factors into it, like playing time, coaches, recruitment. It's a lot of things more than just money for some people.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it
But
really
I'm
just
talking about getting like the 5-star, like all the ways. Like,
yeah,
although it's definitely more than just like money. Like, you're not just gonna go to the person who gives you the most, but
yeah,
sometimes it boils down to that, or sometimes it boils down to like the vibe of the school. Sometimes it boils down to the history. Like, it just depends on what people value. And I feel like what Alabama brings without Coach Saban in this NIL era isn't anything. And I'm glad. And I'm grateful. And I'm grateful that my state college is the good one. And even though I guess they aren't winning like that since Joe Burrow left, but they'll be all right this year probably. Even though I really don't like Lane like that, but I
we'll
mean,
see
as a
what
coach,
happens in year one.
uh,
Year
we'll
one's
see.
always. We'll see.
Because I didn't really like the Brian Kelly signing, but and then that turns out that it made sense to not like it.
Let's end with here. The NBA trade deadline is on February 5th. So next week when we come back, this could be a very crazy show.
Because
I've been
everything we say from here on out is going to
yeah.
be irrelevant.
I've been checking my phone throughout the whole show, making sure I didn't get any breaking news. So I didn't get anything else. So we're gonna wrap it up there, guys. Antonio, how can everybody check you out?
Antonio Talk right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
right
things
there.
cooking right there.
Yeah.
You can check out Connor too. Y'all on the channel already. I might as well watch some more videos. Yeah. Hit up
Yeah.
another episode. I know you got time to kill.
We're gonna have some
Comment
more player
some.
interviews. We're gonna have some more player interviews coming out very soon.
There you go. He been cooking. I've been seeing it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can like, subscribe, and I'm gonna put the socials and the link in Antonio's as well. And that's it for this episode today, guys. We're out.